Everyone, it's me, the real me, and this is going to be my 2025 Darkest Dungeon 1 No Healing Hero tier list. Yeah. So, I took care of some stuff in real life, and I have enough peace of mind to want to make this tier list video. And yes, I have made this tier list over a year ago, and I have shared it with my friends, but I have yet to talk about it on YouTube, nor have I offered detailed explanations or justifications. So here I am making this video. Yeah. Hmm. In case you don't know what no healing is, no healing is a Darkest Dungeon challenge rule set where all combat healing skills are prohibited. If combat healing skills blocked off by Baron's pulsating egg or Virago's necrotic fungus are used, either intentionally or unintentionally, the challenge run is you lose the challenge run. Yeah. Actually, no healing is my favorite challenge run rule set for Darkest Dungeon 1 with how fast paced it is and how much less stalling and grinding is involved in gameplay. Yeah, it's really fun. Shame that so few people play it, but yeah. I think most of my viewers, or at least a lot of them, would have watched my no healing content and maybe even have some background knowledge on how it works, but if you don't, check the comments section because I will post a link to the no healing guide for dummies that I wrote with my friends Dick Veiny Sausage, and Dick is the best Darkest Dungeon 1 player that I know of, so that's something. Okay. And that guide that I wrote with Dick is the best guide for the no healing format as far as I know. It's actually the only no healing guide that I know of, so yeah, help yourself if you're interested. Anyway, without further ado, let's look at the tiers. So, here's the hard carry tier that literally just hard carries the challenge run and are made up of heroes that I build a comp around. The next one is great tier, which is still great. Yeah, and it's comprised of heroes that fill up the remaining hero slots after I fill up the first few slots with the hard carry tiers. Yeah, hard carry tier heroes. So that's something. And there's good tier, which is still good. Not great, but not bad. Spoilers, now I'll not spoil stuff in advance. Let's move on. And there's the nah tier, which means nah, I just run other heroes instead of these ones. Why run these ones? I have other heroes. And then last and also definitely the least, there is the skull emoji tier, which is really just that bad, yeah. So let's start with the tier list, yeah. Let's not drag this on. Okay, and just for your information, this tier list will not have ordering within tiers because tiny brain ouchies, yeah. So, hard tier. Which one do I start with? Let's just start with Plague Doctor. Yeah, she's amazing for the formats. You see, she's so fast and so accurate with her default trinket setup, which is, when you have all the trinkets available, it's mostly just Blasphemous Vial, and Ashen Distillation. Ashen Distillation is her Color of Madness trinket, which gives her plus 20 dodge, plus 25% blight chance, and a bit of healing, a bit extra healing received if she has herbs in the inventory. Yeah. You see Plague Doctor PD, she has stuns, blinding gas, which is literally a hecking double backline stun, preventing so much stress and damage intake, and disorienting blast, which is just better flashbang because Plague Doctor has Blasphemous Vial. So her stuns cover from rank 2 to rank 4. Yeah, just, taking much less HP and stress damage. It's good stuff. And then she has her blights. Her blights, Noxious Blast, Powwow, Heavy Frontline Blight, and Plague Grenade, Powwow, backline, you know, double backline blights. Yeah. Noxious Blast also has that, accuracy debuff. So, yeah, she can cover from rank 1 to rank 4 with her blights, and her blights deal unfairly high damage and consistent too, even against enemies with high prot. And if she has Athenaeum build and if she runs a Blasphemous File with Ashen Distillation, she gets 200, freaking 200% blight chance. So, yeah, very consistent. And, with how she counters Prot with her blights, you know, being able to counter heavy Prot enemies is pretty good for the no healing format as well. So, she does lose battlefield medicine and it does hurt, but it's fine. Incision is run sometimes, I guess, and emboldening vapors is quite very niche, but it still has its place against some niche stuff like Brigand Pounder. Oh yeah, and let's not forget about her combat camping skills, which can cure disease on someone else and herself, and she also has experimental medicines, which can heal another hero for freaking 50% HP, and that's huge because, oh yeah, we don't get combat healing skills, so we just usually just, have to use food to heal heroes, and 50% HP is in freaking insane. So that's why Plague Doctor is hard carry tier without any doubt. So who's next? Sure, let's go with Howmaster. Yeah. Yeah, no healing is just extremely centered around dodge, and understandably so, because your heroes have limited HP and thus dodging enemy attacks is even better than usual, so guard dog goes brr. Houndmaster also has Target Whistle and Hound's Rush, which help a lot for killing stuff fast while your heroes are on a timer with their limited HP. Blackjack is a very solid stun for the format because a bit of spoilers, but Occultist is much less overpowered for the format, while Abomination is also spoilers, but isn't so viable for no healing. To be honest, I don't really ever run Cutkill Wait for no healing. Yeah, because running something like a dodge trinket instead is better in general, but Blackjack is still solid enough for the format even with the default 150 stun chance. Yeah. Oh yeah, hero party compositions for no healing usually have weaker stuns in normal gameplay for reasons. Yeah. Reasons being heroes with stronger stuns being less viable and such. Houndmaster loses lick wounds, which is honestly mostly like a whatever because it's kind of the skill that I run least on Houndmaster anyways, and Hound's Harry is used for flesh, the flesh boss battle, I guess, and maybe for some very niche stalling opportunities. And oh yeah, let's not forget. Houndmaster also offers Nightmare Ambush prevention with his camping skill, which is absolutely huge because spoilers, Crusader and Vestal aren't so viable for the no healing format. Yeah, so that's why Hellmaster is definitely hard carried here. Who's next? Let's go with Jester. Ta-da! Who is arguably the most central hero for the entire format. Yeah. Ah yes, and for all you battle ballad lovers out there, sorry, not sorry, but no healing Jester rarely, if ever, uses battle ballad. The skill is just too slow paced for the format. Yeah, Jester usually just opens up with round one solo, like like boom. Yeah, then Dirk stabs or slices off some enemies, and no harvest is usually not run because it has lower accuracy, lower crit, lower damage, lower bleed numbers than slice off, so it's slower. And the no healing format is largely about being able to go through with a faster paced combat, so that's something. So typically Jester uses finale, so opens up a solo usually. There are some cases when he doesn't, but usually he opens up with round one solo, and then usually at the end of round four at the very latest, and sometimes he just opens up round one solo, then round two finale. Yeah. Sometimes, yeah, just round one solo, then he uses round two finale for going for a kill on some backline enemy, and then after the finale, he mostly just stress heals in the back, yeah, with inspiring tune. And this Jester build is phenomenal for the no healing format because let's see, Jester takes care of defense first with the self mark, self dodge buffing dodge tank hacked with solo. And then, secondly, he offers solid and even amazing damage output with Dirk Stab, Slice Off, and then the New King with Finale. And then he stress heals with Inspiring Tune in the back. Yeah. He really does offer basically everything you could want from a hero in the no healing format, and he offers everything that he does very, very, very well. Amazing hero, my personal favorite for the format, easily hard carry tier. Moving on, who's next? Yeah, let's go with Highwayman. Highwayman. Yeah. Before I forget, yes, Highwayman also offers nighttime ambush prevention, which is nice. Highwayman just has solid stats all around, really fits in well into the format because, let's see, the format is largely about going fast, killing stuff before heroes run out of limited HP, and Highwayman is good around that. Just his most of his toolkit is largely about just dealing damage. So yeah, the format also revolves around many dancer heroes such as Jester, spoilers, Grave Robber, Shield Breaker, and also Highwayman. So, and Highwayman happens to be a great dancer as well. Also, Gunwayman, as in Highwayman with a gunslinger's buckle, offers solid power and solid accuracy and solid backline reach. So unless you're playing Torchless No Healing, where Moonring is kinda better than Sun Gunslinger's Buckle for being so strong, and due to how prominent Duelist Advance and Point Shot Blank Highwayman is for Torchless with Shamblers and surprises showing up left and right, yeah, you are probably going to want to run something like Gunslinger's Buckle plus a dodge trinket on Highwayman, especially from Veteran or above, where enemies have high dodge. Yeah. Oh, of course there are let's say some exceptions, such as cases where you really want to run a duelist advance like DA Highwayman for reasons such as you know lunge plus duelist advance synergy. So let's say let's say like let's say like come on, yeah, rank 4 but yeah, let's say rank 4 grave robber uses lunge, and then the rank 2 highwayman is sent to rank 3, and then the rank 3 highwayman uses duelist advance powwow, and then mm, and then the grave robber is relatively safer at rank 3, and also potentially could use another lunge if she wants to. So yeah, highwayman does well. Yeah, Highman does tons better in the no healing format than in no normal gameplay. And another hard carry tier will be Grave Robber. Yeah. Yeah, let's see why. She gets such good trinkets that not only buff up her dodge, but also raise other significant stats by tons. And at this point, you should have a feel for how important speed and dodge are as stats for the no healing format. Her default trinket setup when you have optimal trinket choices is very likely Sharpened Letter Opener plus Lucky Talisman, and with that setup, Grave Robber has dodge for days and also has heaps of accuracy for both melee and range attacks. And B, she is very fast. Yes, she can kill stuff fast with lunge and other stuff, and yes, she is dodgy. She has really high dodge, and yes, she is basically made for the format. And C, her camping skills are as solid as ever, plus 20% scouting chance wows, disease cure on self and another hero, for 3 respite points. Yes, sure, why not? Yeah, she's really good. And also, as I mentioned, great dancing synergy with heroes such as Highwayman. So yeah, she definitely makes into the high carry tier. So that's that. And let's move over to the great tier. Yeah, great tier. Who enters it? Yes, the first one that comes to mind is Shieldbreaker. Wow. Funny thing is how for my personal Darkest Dungeon 1 hero tier list for normal gameplay, Shieldbreaker is actually pretty much one of the bottom tier heroes. But for no healing, she's ranked up really, really high. For no healing, she's actually arguably borderline hard carry tier, and even possibly just hard carry tier. In fact, just hard carry tier possibly. even if she's not as strong as the other 5 hard carry tier heroes. So she's arguably borderline or just, number 6. But yeah, anyways, no healing shield breaker usually runs a dodge build. To be fair, like almost all no healing heroes run dodge trinkets and dodge builds. But yeah, anyways, she runs a dodge build and often opens up with Serpent Sway. So what happens is that she gets tons of dodge and 4 Aegis blocks tokens in total with 2 Serpent Sway uses, and then she soaks up a lot of enemy damage output like that. She can also deal quite a lot of damage with skills like Adder's Kiss and Pierce, and Puncture is always. The skill Puncture does something like 7 million things just by itself, and it honestly feels like a weeb anime modded class hero skill. So yeah, that's that. And yeah, something like Solo Jester plus Solo Jester plus Serpent's Way Shieldbreaker frontline is just defense for days. So let's say, yeah, Jester solos to the front, and then Shieldbreaker sways to the front, and then the enemies kind of have to dump their attacks on these 2 heroes. Jester has something like 8 million dodge, and Shieldbreaker also has something like 500 dodge with 4 Aegis tokens in total. So yeah, that's tons of defense for days, and the defense is going to save you so much food that would have been eaten for healing otherwise. So yeah, it's amazing. A lot of defense, quite a bit of offense, solid value. So she definitely makes it into great tier. At the very least, borderline hard carry. Who do I pick for the next great tier hero? Oh yes, Arbalist and Musketeer. They make it into great tier. Some people are quite surprised to hear how Arbalist and Musketeer, is this pick is great for no healing without the healing, but it's true in my opinion. Yeah, sniper shot, aim shot has lots of damage, accuracy, and reach. Hits like a truck with mark support, especially target whistle from yours truly. Not yours truly, but yeah, from Hellmaster. Yeah. Blind fire sidearm, it's usually Garbo outside of no healing, but it's much better in the format actually because there's much less stalling to be done, and you usually want to kill things fast anyway. And blind fire and sidearm they self buff for speed, and it has a minus 10% damage modifier that's almost neutral. So yeah, suppressing fire smokescreen is great, especially if you aren't likely to kill a hero fast round 1. So instead you just use the debuff to nuke both backline enemies for accuracy and crit. So level 5 suppressing fire smokescreen debuffs accuracy for something like 20, and then debuffs crit for something like 19%. Yeah. And it's freaking massive. Yeah. So you're going to be using a lot less food for healing after debuff. Yeah. Rallying Flare, Skeet Shot is solid, stress heals for a wee bit, raises torch for a wee bit, and removes stun and mark on all other heroes, so it's great stuff. For trinkets, Arbel's Musketeer Arb Musk likes running Dismiss's head, it's okay on them backline hero with tons of HP. Her very rare trinket is a better Dismiss's head actually, because it buffs damage for 25% and then debuff and increases debuff chance for 30% and then reduces her healing skills by 50%, and who cares about the healing because it's no healing after all. Art Musk is a good map holder as always, and then Quick Draw Charm QDC is beautiful on her actually because yeah, the plus 8 speed and plus 12% crit chance on the very first round, it's massive. So what you do with QDC with the Quick Draw Charm, you just use Sniper Shot, Aim Shot to just one shot a backline fast, or at least take a big chunk of HP from them. So it kind of works like works like lunge with rank 4 reach. Yeah. Uber fast, suppressive fire, smokescreen isn't too shabby neither, so that's that. Yeah. Camping skills also can heal for huge chunks of HP, so Arb must definitely on great tier. And who's next? Yeah, Antiquarian. I mean, what do you want me to say? She makes you tons of money. She gives you tons of dodge with the invigorating vapor spam. I mean, she doesn't deal much damage. Yeah, what's she gonna do? Like, nervous stab? I guess, uh, I guess festering vapors can deal quite a bit of damage later on, but yeah, it's still not huge damage, but it's fine, it's fine. To be fair, Antiquarian can be agonizing to run in the early game for no healing. So let me give you a painful example. So for torchless no healing, let's say you have a level 0 antiquarian, an apprentice bone soldier will crit her for 17 damage, and that's actually antiquarian's entire health bar because if she has level 1 armor, she has 17 max HP, and yeah, she's sent to that store right away. And then heroes need at least 21 max HP to get healed for 2 HP for food eaten. So yeah, she gets crit to that store with a single hit, then she'll need 17 food to, heal back to full. Yeah, it can get rough. And what's even more rough is that Antiquarian still has less than 21 max HP even with level 2 armor because she still has only 20 max HP even with level 2 armor, so that's very agonizing. Early game Antiquarian is usually running the front for something like, let's say, no, let's see, like, yeah, let's see, like, so you run, let's say, come on, yeah. Let's say you run something like a rank 3 Highman opening up with Duelist Advance, and then he's at rank 2 now, and then rank 1 Antiquarian uses Force Guard to protect me on the Highman to, repost all attacks towards the front lines. So, yeah, that's something. And then when Antiquarian hits level 3, her Invigorating Vapor skill hits level 4, and then level 4 Invigorating Vapors buffs up the entire hero party for 9 dodge per use, and then, 10 dodge at level 5, so backline Antiquarian starts to go really brrr from then, yeah. Solid hero for the format, even if very frail, and even if she has very low damage output. She kind of needs to scale up in level. Kind of needs level scaling to hit full potential, but she can get very powerful. And then Smoking Skull goes brr. Her Color of Madness trinket. Next hero for the great tier would be, yeah, let's go with Man at Arms. Very tanky, very defensive, great support value. He kind of does want the other heroes to pick up the offense, but still, is some damage output, and having damage output options is always better than not having any. Rampart is a great stun, especially for the format. Rampart Shield is uber strong for the format, considering how Abomination doesn't really exist for the format, and how Occultist is much less OP. Yeah. Defender mitigates so much damage and literally saves lives. Command is great for the format, just helping attacks hit and crit. Killing faster is better. Bolster is kind of too slow for the format generally, even with how dodge is central for the format. Bellow isn't what I really use much for the no healing format because I can't really afford to run accuracy or debuff chance investments for no healing. Uh, you know, Man at Arms has opportunity costs, faces opportunity costs such as, Rampart Shield or Dodge Trinkets. Also, prominent heroes for the no healing format such as Plague Doctor, Grave Robber, Jester, Highman, Hellmaster, Shieldbreaker are quite fast anyway. So, yeah, the speed debuff doesn't matter as much. Also, yes, he's so loaded. Let's not forget how Man at Arms has busted camping skills and insane camping skills like tactics, weapons practice. So yeah. Uh yeah, Man at Arms is solid for no healing. Easily great tier, who would have guessed? Oh wow. Yeah. Who else goes into great tier? Yeah, Bounty Hunter. Ta-da! Not much to say really. Solid control, stuns, disruption, solid damage output, collect bounty, finish him. Mask of the Timeless is a great trinket, just a better Ancestor's Coat. Pairs off well, pairs off nicely with Hunter's talent for a great balance of offense and defense. Also, frontliners are quite valuable for the no healing format because, spoilers, but Crusader and Leper and Fragilante aren't so great in no healing format. So, and here I refer to frontliners as decently bulky heroes who don't mind starting and staying at rank 1. And those heroes are Shieldbreaker with Dodge and Serpent's Way, Man at Arms, bulky, Bounty Hunter. So rank 1 Bounty Hunter is quite common for the format, and Hellion. And Hellion. And yeah, our last but definitely not least hero for the great tier is Hellion. Ta-da! Barbaric Yawp is so much defensive value, double frontline stun saving you so much food consumed. Uh, she deals solid damage too, so that's something. She runs much less Iron Swan actually, because dancers are galore in the format. Jester, Highman, Grave Robber, Shieldbreaker, yada yada. So Hellion will often find herself running Breakthrough instead of Iron Swan for much better value than in normal gameplay. Also, Revel is so much stress healing value, especially when Jester isn't in the comp. I often just took stressed heroes to quests and I also bought a bunch of herbs and then I just camped ASEP to use Revel to erase 20 stress from each and every hero for a mere 3 respite point cost, and yeah, perhaps just wiped off the debuffs, it wasn't a big deal, you know. As usual, I could also just, camp to use Revel at the very end of the quest, and at that point, I don't care about the debuffs. I just camp, I use the skills, and I just leave the quest. I don't care about the debuffs, yeah. Solid double stun, okay to good damage output, solid stress healing, great hero, great tier, yeah. Okay, so the hard carry tier is done, the great tier is done, so let's move over to the good tier. Yeah, so good tier, not great, but not bad, still good, and funnily enough, the only good tier hero for the no healing format is Occultist. Yeah. I actually had a friend from the official Darkest Dungeon Discord server who said I was underrating no healing occultist, and I told them that I disagree. Yeah. I think I rate occultist fairly enough. Yeah, fair enough. Let's share my reasoning then. Occultist is very frail for a frontline hero in the no healing format. Yeah, also occultist doesn't have much dodge game going on. Yes, he still has hands from the abyss, unless you're playing no stuns, no healing. And stuns are admittedly good for no healing, as you can see with Plague Doctor being a hard carry. But the thing is, Occultist is a very frail frontline hero that doesn't have as much dodge potential, unlike, let's say, Jester or Shieldbreaker. And also, while stuns are very good, dodge is even better, even more central for no healing. So, and usually you can get by with okayish enough levels of healing. Sorry, okayish, okayish enough levels of stuns, such as Bounty Hunter in the format. Furthermore, the no healing format is largely about going fast paced due to the whole thing about heroes having limited HP and being on a timer. So, while a cultist can enable other heroes with stuns and marks and such, he is unable to deal high damage output consistently just by himself. And it's a significant issue. He isn't also unable to stack debuffs as freely as he can in the normal formats because healing is limited. He can't just stack debuffs freely. He just, we gotta kill stuff. Yeah. To be fair, like Antiquarian is unable to deal much direct damage as well. But come on, like she offers something like 30 dodge for the entire party and earns you tons of gold, so she gets a pass. And yeah, this is still okay, still good enough, if not great nor amazing as in normal gameplay. I admittedly ran him quite a bit for non-torchless, no healing gameplay, but I actually kind of didn't run him at all for torchless no healing, so that's that. He's like kind of borderline. Yeah. All right, now we head into the math here. In advance, let me say I am sorry, but not sorry for the placings. Let's start with Crusader. Yeah, he loses Inspiring Cry and Battle Heal. He is also slow as heck. Yes, he can hit kind of hard, like Hellion. He can also kind of stun with Stunning Blow, but he's freaking slow. He can also technically kind of lance for backline damage, but at that point, just run someone else at that point. Why not run someone like Grave Robber? Yeah. So sorry, not sorry at all. Yeah, moving on. So next on the nat here is Leper. Yeah. Similar vibes with Crusader. Leper loses Solemnity and loses his self-sustainability. He can't really afford to stack Intimidate debuffs, nor try to tank with, you know, Withstand, nor just, Intimidate self-mark aggro, nor the prot tanking. Yeah. He's also really, really slow, has very low dodge, has no backline damage. Yeah, just run someone else, please. Like, run Hellion or someone. Yeah. Sorry, not sorry. Moving on. Next on the list is Vestal. Yeah. Yeah, she loses 3 skills out of her 7. She loses Divine Grace, Divine Comfort, and also loses Judgment, actually, because it heals her on hit. It's a self heal on hit. So if you want or need to run Vestal for no healing for whatever reason, you'll probably want to run a frontline Vestal, and at that point, you should just run someone else. Next. Yeah. Next is Abomination. And to be brutally honest, I decided to make this tier list video mostly because I just wanted to shit on no healing Abomination that badly. Yeah. You see, no healing Abomination is this infamous two-skilled wonder for anyone. Yeah, anyone who has a half decent idea on how no healing plays would understand. So you see, Abomination's beast form is gate kept behind Transform, which is a free action 10 HP self heal at level 5. Yeah. It's supposed to be a really good heal for normal gameplay, but the self heal makes the skill unusable for the format. Yeah. So you're left with Manacles, Beast Spell, and Absolution, but Absolution is also banned because it's a self heal, it heals for HP. And that makes Abomination the two-skilled wonder for the format, and honestly at that point, yeah, just being able to use only 2 skills out of 7, yeah, just run someone else at that point, but that's not it though. That's not the whole story. So Abomination loses solid damage output and Absolution, so loses solid damage output and self sustainability. But let's say we run Abomination anyway for whatever reason, and yeah, at that point understandably have much trouble dealing with stress because you lose the solid direct damage output, you lose the self sustainability with Absolution. And then what? Let's say you get Abomination afflicted. Now what happens? I mean, what's the worst thing that could happen? Well, he could actually lose the entire no healing run for you. Yes, I'm being dead serious right now. You see, when heroes are afflicted, they sometimes decide to use any random equipped combat skills as an act out. And in such a scenario, Abomination in human form has 4 skills that it could use, and at that point it's a 50-50 that he uses either transform or absolution among those 4 skills. And if he uses any of those 4 skills, they are combat healing skills, yes, and if they're used in no healing runs, yeah, you lose the run because if a hero intentionally or unintentionally uses a combat healing skill, the run is lost. Yeah. Yeah, also let's not forget how Abomination can't even unequip combat skills due to his unique gimmicks. So lol mau indeed. Yeah. Wow, talk about potentially losing you an entire challenge run. Definitely Nat here. Arguably Skull here even, but yeah. Okay, so we just have Flagellant left among all the 18 heroes, and yeah, he goes into the Skull tier. So why is he in the Skull tier? Let me show you right now. Skull tier is actually short for Death Door Effect heals Others tier. Yeah, Lomao, Lomao, Scully Muji. Yeah, but Flatulent is just very, very bad for the format, even outside of his, Death Store effect healing stuff. Let's see why. Flatulent loses 3 skills and no healing, as in Reclaim, Exsanguinate, and Redeem. Flagellant has the lowest dodge value possible, and dodge is, as I said, very important for no healing. He has no defense, like, yeah, no stuns, like, no guards whatsoever. Like, I mean, it does fit his team, but yeah. He is unable to stun enemies outside of his death effect, and his death effect is something that heals other heroes, just like his death store effect. So Lol Mao again. He has pathetically low base HP, base damage. I mean, his HP is also kind of low, and his low base HP is second last only because Antiquarian exists. Yeah, second last among all the heroes. Yeah. So Flagellant is unable to dodge so well. He doesn't have high HP. He isn't able to kill enemies fast with direct damage, unlike Grave Robber or Highwayman. Yeah. So yeah, this was my 2025 Darkest Dungeon 1 No Healing Hero tier list. It was fun making this vid. I know I liked making this video. So I'm going to leave a link for the No Healing Guide for Dummies in the comments section, so feel free to check it out. Subscribe if you want to check out more content from my channel. Leave comments if you want to see me offer feedback, or want me to offer feedback, or have questions related to the game for me to answer, or want to see any specific content on this channel, or just feel like making my day better, motivate me. Also, feel free to leave a link of your Darkest Dungeon 1 gameplay footage if you want me to, offer feedback. I am willing to do viewer runs. I mean, someone is offering to offer, like, gameplay footage, like, soon, TM, like maybe a month or two later, but yeah. Yes, this was me, the real me, signing off now. Have a great day, everyone. I know I did today. See you. Bye bye. Woo!